Put together a little lecture and I'll make the class watch. Pacific Northwest, where we're blessed with Sasquatch. Like in the Himalayas, the abominable snowman, known to have strength more phenomenal than Conan. Discovered evidence of this endangered species. Footprints, hair samples, even stranger feces. Put a bad taste in your mouth like a glass of scotch. Some say it smells worse than an ass or crotch. In British Columbia, they're more than legendary, even though the skeptics claim he's imaginary. Eyewitness accounts that attract attention, while others can't decide if it's a fact or fiction. Is there an ounce of truth? I don't pretend to know. I'm searching for the proof, whether friend or foe. Got his own erotic novel, getting naked with ladies. What's the missing 411? Ask David Pallades.
There's things that are not known. There's things that can't be known. There's things that won't be known. It's okay, you're not alone. There's things that are not known. There's things that won't be known. There's things that can't be known. It's okay, we're not alone.
Whoa, we are live, baby. Live.
What's up, Mr. Esquire JT?
Esquire JT is in the house. Sasquatch.Confessions. Just so everybody knows, everybody who was watching, our guest was having issues with his microphone, so we had to drop him for the night. He's got to figure that out before we can have him on here. So tonight, me and ORD are just going to be winging it, pulling up some Sasquatch stuff and chatting. If anybody out there watching has experiences, we might be able to send a link your way to join us to have a chat.
Yes, any of you that we know, please join us in our first debut show. I guess maybe it might be a bit of my problem.
Sasquatch.Confessions and friends.
That's right.
All the friends are welcome.
So Patrick Giggey, we're hoping to get Giggey with Mr. Patrick Giggey, but got issues with that phone, so there's not much we can do about it. We couldn't work it out.
The echo was too much, and his voice was so distant. It wouldn't have worked. So I feel bad that we had to do that, but you got to do what you got to do.
Nice guy,
Terry Hancock. I like Bigfoot. No experiences. Clay, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Everybody in the chat, welcome, welcome,
Clay
Michelle.
Clay, rescue us and get up here and
Michelle. Michelle Grimer. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but you have some experiences. If you'd like to jump up too, you could come on and share your stories. I definitely enjoy hearing.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do, bro. I'm going to send a link, a copy, invite anybody who wants to join us. Please join us. In the meantime, we'll talk. We got to talk. So there you go, guys. There'll be a link that will show up.
How about them damn ground pigs? Yes, the ground pigs.
So we got a link there.
Ground pigs are serious.
So anybody who wants to join us, then we know you. If we don't know you, we can't let you join us, because last time I did that, some dude showed up all butt naked on his phone in his bed. And
we don't need none of that.
We don't need none of that. So anyways, hey, listen to the
let's drop the link. Yeah. Let's talk about this. The song, the intro song is my buddy Conspirituality. He's a hip hop guy here he was from Mission. He's in Ontario now, but his song Not Alone is about the Sasquatch of British Columbia and the Ogopogo. If anybody would like to see or hear the full song, his Bandcamp link is right here. You guys can check that out. He makes amazing music. I love his music. It's great. Feel free to check it out.
Just to let you guys know a few things. It's Sasquatch.Confessions. Everybody hears this. So we're teaming up. Sasquatch.Confessions and friends is what we decided to do. Is do a live together. We're going
to try to do this at least once a week and get new people coming on and sharing their experiences. So.
And then, of course, then there's me. I have my two channels, The Lord of Ord and The 14 Digital Shaman, which amazingly miracles do happen once in a while. I have got over 500 subs. My gosh, that was amazing. Meanwhile, one thing I also would like to talk about is business. Friday night, I'm going to be interviewing Geoff Brady. Is known on his handle on YouTube as Budget Moon. Now, Geoff, he's an independent radio producer and journalist. His radio show is called In Other News, and it's been in the community radio airwaves in New York City since 2010. Topics range from zero-point energy, geoengineering, subtle energy fields such as orgone energy, UFOs, the occult, and alternative health treatments. Geoff has been filming UFOs in New York City since 2007. And a lot of this UFO footage can be found on the YouTube under the handle Budget Moon. He's currently finishing a documentary chronicling the years in NYC sightings titled New York Skywatch, a Decade of UFOs. So please join me in that one. Now,
I'll definitely be there.
That's separate from this.
That sounds like it sounds like a good show, man. Like that. I don't know if it's the same person who I've heard about before. This guy was taking pictures about in New York and just capturing so many UFOs, like all the time, man. Like every day almost.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Why don't we talk about our experiences and what's been going on? So the we want to do. Well, you brought it up, and I'm like, hell yeah, man. Let's do a team. Let's I want to say tag team, but that sounds too weird. I want to, but you said, hey man, let's do a live show together, and I'm like, okay. I always wanted to do that. You and I have been talking.
I've been talking about it for so long, man. I've been talking about starting a podcast or doing a live show, and for most people know me from TikTok, and I've had so many. Me and Ordy have talked there so many times, and the flow is good. So it's a perfect person. You're a perfect person to be a part of this, right?
Yeah.
And everyone else is welcome too, man. Anybody who wants to share is more than welcome to come on.
Right. This is the whole idea.
But you're more than just sharing. We're teaming up here.
Sasquatch.Confessions. Who's this? You want to try it again? You want to try it again, bro? Let's hear what you got.
I'm on a different phone.
Hey, you could say, hey, we got
sounds better.
Hey, we got a He showed
sounds
up.
good, bro.
Only got 55% on his phone, though.
Okay. You only got 55% of his phone. All right.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys, we have our guest here. We're getting geeky with it.
So,
hey, have you heard that one way too many times or what, Patrick?
I think I thought I started that trend, getting giggy with
it. I bet you did.
Hey, by the way, if it's all right, let's say hi to a few people. We got Christy Sci-Fi Gal. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Christy, hello.
La Dida Farm. Who's that? Do we know them?
That's Clay.
That's Clay. Okay, I thought that was Clay.
Brother Clay.
Dogman Confessions. That's the other part of the Twin Towers LT. Terry Hancock. Anybody else in here? Everybody else here, say hi. Let us know you're here. In the meantime, where do you go?
I'm not sure. Hopefully he comes back. It sounded good. No
Where'd
echo.
He go? Where the heck did he go? Anyway, hopefully we're talking to Patrick Giggey. Now he's from
Christy Sci-Fi Gal interacts with Bigfoot. Well, feel free to jump on as well. I mean,
Christy, jump on and have the conversation.
We're going to be talking with Patrick as well, but more people are welcome to join us and
Sasquatch people.
Talk to everybody. Hello, man. How are you? Good evening.
So we don't know. It might not work, but meantime, the link is out there. Once again, if you look at Christy, anybody else who has had a real encounter like to share with us. Like for me, I've had my own encounters and filmed them and sightings.
I'll talk about my sightings here. I'll just drop a little bit of stuff here. like I started Sasquatch.Confessions on TikTok in 2020 after I'd gotten clean from my addiction. And 2 years into it, I never knew I would have this connection with Sasquatch. 2 years into it, we found this stone. Oh, Christy's in. Hello, Christy. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, how are y'all?
Oh, good. Nice to talk to you. We'll see what's going on with our Patrick.
Yes.
Why did you drop off this time? What's going on?
I try to hit the chat button, and then I try to go back and
out. Yeah, it happens.
So Christy, we'd love to talk to you, but would you be okay if you drop out and come back and join us and maybe let Patrick share his story for a little bit, then you come back in and join us? Would you do that? That'd be fantastic. We'd love to hear your story as well. That'd be wonderful.
Definitely.
So please drop off and then we'll let Patrick share his story, okay? Thank you. Thanks.
No
awesome.
problem.
Can't wait. Thank you for coming on.
All right. Bye, y'all.
We'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so let's get this going before you lose juice from your phone. Tell us your story if you don't mind. Who is Patrick Giggey?
Well, I was born and raised in Pauling, New York. That's an old Quaker town. Around 7 or 8 years old, my dad got me into watching In Search of the Sasquatch. And that always piqued my interest. I always thought that was fascinating. Then I sort of died out, so I got into watching Ancient Aliens. But then my spark came back when I seen the Finding Bigfoot show. I discovered that 2015. And I got into that, and I was watching that. And then I like to go on YouTube and listen to people's stories. And then one day, it was 2019, around May, and I was bored, and it's been a while since I went on YouTube checking out Sasquatch stuff, listening to people's encounters and stories and stuff. And there was a video on there called Sasquatch Speaks. And yeah, the YouTube channel is called Sasquatch Oracle. And it's people that are in there that have contact with the Sasquatch and star beings. So I watched the video, Sasquatch Speaks, once every day for 3 days. And then the first speaker on there is Kawani Lapsaritis. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Sure.
Yep.
Everyone's heard of him, right?
Yeah. He said 12 years ago, the Sasquatch told me they're going to start going out. I always believed in Sasquatch. I never had an encounter. And I always felt they should live in peace. But I heard they wanted to come out. So that's when I decided after Kawani said that, I shut the TV off, jumped my car, and went to Happy Valley. That's right in Paris, New York. And I only went up there only because there was a local waitress that had 2 sightings in that area. About 8 years.
You sure it's about the sightings or about the waitress? Come on now. I'm just kidding. Give me a hard time.
Yeah, the waitress, she's funny. I always with her, Oh, is there anything that guy can get you? You can dial 911 and call in a helicopter and send me off. Go get my stomach pumped. I ate too much. So I thought everyone in the video was sincere, and I even called the wife and said, "Hey, Carrie, you got to watch this." Oh no, I'm just beating around the thing now. Yeah, I went up to Happy Valley, and it was a dirt road, and near the APW school. I went all the way up there. It was about a mile in or so, and there's a cell phone tower, and then it stopped right there because it's state land. You know how they got the big pipes and painted in yellow. As soon as I got out of the car, I got interaction right away. I heard a sound like a wolf, but it didn't sound far away. It just sounded like feet away. So I knew exactly what that was, just what they described it. It was an interdimensional being. How can you? It sounded like a wolf.
Mm-hmm. It just was coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, soon as I got out of the car, I said to myself, wow, I just got here. So then I walked in the woods about 50 feet or so, and I seen one of them classic brakes. It looked fresh because it still had the shoots on it, and the green leaves. And I just looked at it in amazement. I said, wow, you got to be kidding me. All of a sudden, wham, I got hit with all this energy. And I was high as a kite. And so I knew right then there, that was a Sasquatch encounter too. And boy, I was high as a kite. I felt awesome. I even started singing. And in fact, I sang that song from White Lion, When Children Cry. So I decided to get in my car and leave. I went home. I didn't say nothing to my wife, and I walked in the house. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, that's right. I got to go to Walmart. Go back out. My wife's sitting in the chair, and she goes, "You still going to Walmart?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I feel freaking great," I said to her. So I jumped in the car. I went all the way to Walmart. I was still high as a kite, but I felt the Sasquatch was still with me, So I was talking to them in the car and everything, They never really responded to me or anything like that. And then on the way back from Walmart, I was going down this road, and I must be one of the first cars on the scene. There was an accident. There was 2 ambulances, a state trooper car. I seen 3 bikers there wearing the biker jacket that I recognized, and I recognized one of the guys there. I'm still high as a kite, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, bummer, there's an accident, someone got hurt. And I'm talking to the Sasquatch. I said, let's go check it out. So I get out of the car, and I walk up, and I said, oh, what happened to one of the bikers that I know? So this guy with a zero-turn mower pulled right out in front of our buddy. And I seen there's a puddle of blood on the road. His buddy was leaning up against the bike. The paramedic was looking at him. He had blood coming out of his ear. And so I thought to myself, well, the Sasquatch can heal people if I ask him. I'm gonna do that. So I said, what's the guy's name? And he said, oh, his name's Zach. then I said in my head, because the Sasquatch can read your mind. I said, can you please heal Zach? Because he's got brain trauma and all that. Then it was like not too long after that, I said, he said to the paramedic, do I really have to go to the hospital? And he said, yeah, you got brain trauma. You have to go. So right then and there, intuitively, that Sasquatch healed him. And then I caught up with him 2 months later, and just to see how he was, I seen the truck parked out in front of the biker club. And I said, and I introduced the guy in the truck, just sitting in the driver's side. And I said, I was just checking on Zach. He says, well, he's right here in the passenger seat. So I walked around. He got out. He had his arm in a sling, and he just explained that he said, I appreciate for your concern and all that. And he broke his collarbone, and he said he healed up real fast, actually. Yep.
I don't know what to say. What do you say, JT? I don't know what to say.
It's possible for them to do that for sure. Like I know Sasquatch can heal people, and the mind is a powerful thing, right? When Sasquatch work with you, anything's possible, man.
Yeah. What I've learned too, there are elder brothers and sisters. You ever watch?
We're the little brother. Yes, we're the sad little brother.
That's what they look at us out, and they like it when we're enjoying, we're dancing around and acting silly,
Yes, they do. They love to see us being our authentic, natural selves, man. Like acting like children out there. Like you gotta have fun. You gotta, show them who you are, right? They know who you are. They know who we are just by us being ourselves, right? They know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great if you guys would hit the like button.
Definitely hit the like button, guys. Share this out.
What's going on? So, we're like me and Jay. You got to figure out who's going to hit the button, JT. It's their first time co-hosting together, so we're all rusty here. So,
we're learning. It's a learning curve here.
That's it.
So tell us. So tell us more about what you've been up to with your interactions then. Patrick.
Question, Patrick. Have you ever seen like the Sasquatch physically show themselves to you?
Physically, I only seen them dematerialize and then vanish. The first time I seen it was an individual who was about 7 to 8 feet tall, really skinny, hardly any body hair, with a tail that was over 30 inches long, and he had
a tail.
Yeah, and he had a bushy hair. It looked like Tina Turner, you know.
Are you sure it was? Are you 100% sure it's a Sasquatch? Could have been a different interdimensional being.
I think it was a hybrid because he had a human face. Because when I seen him later on down the road, I said his name because I called him Shaka Zulu because he looked like a Zulu warrior. And because I was laying in bed and all these faces were coming at me. And then I said Shaka Zulu and he came right in, boom, and I seen him as clear as day. He had so many wrinkles on his face, it was unbelievable, and he had these red piercing eyes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was pretty cool experience.
Pretty wild, man. That's for sure.
It's interesting, yeah. You know,
so it had.
I've never heard of,
and it looked like.
Well, think about that Sasquatch video that we were playing last week when we were talking about it, and that Sasquatch looked like it had a tail. Was it a tail though, or was it just like some kind of something hanging off of him? Right? I don't know.
Because there was long hair hanging off between his crotch too. So it's when you pay attention, that would mean that it had like a long tail for his male genitals. Who knows, man? This is a Fortean journey, and who knows? Can't say no to anything after things I've gone through. Who the hell knows? So you saw this. So what else? What came next after that? So after you saw it, what happened?
I remember like 2 weeks in, I went outside. You know, I shut the porch light off to make them comfortable. You know, and I just started talking. Also, I heard these big, heavy footfalls that sounded just like a T-Rex in Jurassic Park. I got really nervous. I was like, well, I'm going to go in. That's the only time in the beginning of experience to hear stuff like that.
Mr. Lenny back, whatever it is, you're making me laugh. How dare you? Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. He said,
I tell them to do that again. They won't do it, probably because I got nervous, you know.
Oh, hey, Len, how's it going, man?
Len, you're more than welcome to jump on and share after Patrick here as well.
So sorry if I talked over there, man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's like there's like people commenting in the comment section as well. So keep going, man. Keep on sharing your journey, man. Keep on sharing your journey.
I seen a dog man telepathic in my head. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
They're definitely out there as well, man. They're pretty much anywhere you see Sasquatch, you're going to see dogmen as well. They're definitely in the same area.
JT, you better keep up with the comments.
They're rolling in. They're rolling in.
I know you got to pop them up. You got to let people know that we're paying attention, man. So
their true identity is called.
Ember Strikes in the house. All right, man. Susie B's in the house. Wow,
Susie B.
So hey, sorry about this. This is our first time. We're getting used to this, so don't take it personally, Patrick. We're all having fun here, so we're not being disrespectful. So I noticed that after that you just started to reach out to different types of people. I've noticed what else have you been up to with this? I mean, so how does it change your life?
I'm a happy cat. My siblings, they don't believe me. I said, well, why can't I said why they said, oh, why can't I see him or experience him? I said, probably because they're simply not ready. You know, and that's the truth.
Who knows, right? Why are some of us tagged and chosen and others are not? I don't necessarily think that we're better than anybody else. I just think there's so many factors.
Certain people are open, their minds are open to it more, and Sasquatch can obviously tell who you are, man, and what you're going to do. They can see, I believe the Sasquatch can see into the future, into the past, into the present, like right now. Like, it's all happening for them right now. So they know what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do in the future, how we're gonna go about our way. They do pick us. I do believe they do pick us, but we're not special. We're not special people. Sasquatch just, they know that we're going to do the right thing, so they pick us. That's what I believe.
Yeah, they didn't pick me.
JT, would you like me to manage the chat?
No.
It's like rolling, man, and you're not posting it, letting everybody know.
Guys, y'all know we see it all. We're seeing it all right?
Well, but people don't get to see it after recording. That's the thing. That's why you want to post it up. So,
Hey, Susie B, I got my my magic crystal here. I drew my box.
oh yeah. What is about crystals with you and crystals and all that? Why do you choose that, Patrick?
Well, this was specifically made from Garrett Duncan. He's a shaman. It's got Sasquatch energy in it. And you draw yourself a box, and you step in that box, and it creates a vacuum effect, and it gets rid of all the gunk and whatever doesn't serve you anymore. You don't stand in there any longer than 15 minutes. And then you take it and you erase it. It's like that. I can send you the video.
Susie says it's a wand.
Which is interesting. You brought that up, Susie, because a couple of weeks ago I interviewed a gal who actually makes wands and builds it with wood and copper and crystals and rocks. So
I also got Sasquatch hair here.
hey.
This is Yanessa's. She gifted me this in Washington.
Well, hold on a second.
Wow.
Let me go solo. Let me get you solar so we can see what you're looking at. What are we looking at there?
Hold it back a little bit. Hold it back a bit. I'm just trying to get a better look. Closer. Right up close again. It's definitely a wad of hair. It's not that's not bear or anything like that. That's hair for sure.
There's another
hair. So that's supposed to be Sasquatch hair. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's Yanessa's. This is Whoopaton's. She's a galactic Sasquatch. I seen her in the woods.
She travels the stars.
Yeah, she's about 12 feet tall.
No kidding.
I got a portrait of Yanessa that Sue Walker did.
Well, I think about this, right? The crystals, and I talk about the Sasquatch.
We can't see it.
Here, can you?
Well,
I can see it.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
It's a little dark. I can't see it. I'm blind. Yeah.
The Sasquatch work with elements, and they're masters of that stuff, man.
Who did the portrait?
They definitely work with the crystals.
Was that Sue? Was that Sue that did the portrait for you?
This is Roxy's. This is another hair. I got this on Thanksgiving Day. I was right by the wheelbarrow. I had firewood in it. Sue Walker said this is her name's Roxy.
Okay, Sue, she's the one who did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you meet Sue?
She was on the video of Sasquatch Speaks. So I sent friend request to everyone on that video so I could learn more after I started having experiences.
Okay. Now I know you've been to some of these retreats. You went out west. Where did you go, and what were the retreats?
I went to the Sasquatch Family Reunion in Kettle Falls, Washington, near Lake Roosevelt. There's a campground there, and Kelly Lapsaritis, well, it's Rainbow Butterfly. She's the host of it. But before that, they had it at the Tuala Peak Learning Center in Washington, where they called it the Spiritual Psychic Sasquatch Retreat.
Yep.
Now, when you say it's a learning center, what do you learn?
They were just learning everything that has to do with Sasquatch, how to, about spiritual growth, how you grow spiritually. You learn that stuff. You do workshops. I mean, there's people there in this world they're more spiritually evolved. So, like shamans, they have the connection with the Sasquatch, star people, and other spirits beyond the veil.
Okay. So other spirits behind the veil. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of spirits?
I tell you, before I got into any of this, I used to see ghosts, but it was like black, it was like a black sitting there pulsating, and then it'll just kind of go down the hallway and disappear.
So you saw like shadow figures?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading this book recently, and it talked about Sasquatch coming into this woman's house, and she could only see it. Her husband could never see them, but she would see like a family of Sasquatch that were showing themselves to her in shadow form. They'd be on the walls, moving around in the house. Every single night they were there, but the husband could never see them. So I know Sasquatch can do that, and that they do make their presence known that way. And many times people think they're having paranormal or ghost experiences or something like that, when in all reality, I think it's actually their Sasquatch just making their presence known to them, and they're not cluing into it because they're not, they're not up to it yet.
Thanks, CP.
So there's another incident. I went to the bedroom. I had a Queelan healer. They're like a blue healer, and the whole room smelled, filled up with a skunky smell. And those are male Sasquatches, Kawani said. So my dog I'm trying to get in bed. The dog's jumping up, biting my ankles. She didn't want to get me to bed. She had this look on her face. She was terrified. And I said in my head, I said, can you leave, or, no hard feelings, you're scaring my dog's family. I said that 3 times, and then the smell went away, and they never did that again. Then I was laying in my bed, and I just happened to look up my eyes. There's one right there standing right above me, looking down at me with his huge red eyes. So I only stared at him for like a few seconds. He didn't say nothing to me, so I just rolled down my left side and went to sleep instead of having a staring contest. Then I had this one Sasquatch researcher come over. His name is Dean Gleason. He's part of the Seaway Bigfoot research. And he just believes that they're flesh and blood. Okay. But he said he respects my beliefs, that it's not my belief, it's my experience. Like what I've seen, I don't understand why people say that, oh, that's your belief. I just got done telling you that was my experience. That's what I said. Yeah. The coolest experience I had, it was 2 months in, and I was laying on the couch, and I got a knock on the window. And I think, I just thought they wanted me to come out, and I turned right over and looked at my wife, and she didn't hear it, and she was on her phone. And at the time, I smoked cigarettes. I said, well, I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette break. She goes, okay. So I go out there, and I look, and over by my Coleman swimming pool, there's a couple of individual Sasquatch standing there. They looked like they were in interdimensional form. They were like a neon green, and they had glowing eyes. So I turned my attention to the sidewalk, started walking up the sidewalk, walked around my shed, and then I walked up the stairs. There's a pool deck on my pool. So my pool is 54 inches at the rail, then another 36 inches to the rail is my deck. But those other guys, the Sasquatch, weren't standing where I seen them when I went on the deck. So I'm just looking around in the woods, and then I just seen one. He was by the tree, but he was walking through the tree, and then he stopped. And I said, "No," I said, "You can come closer if you want." He walked right up to me and came like 3 feet from me. And then when he walked out of that tree, another one was behind him. And he didn't say a word to me, and I just started expressing my concerns, and I started saying, don't trust the government. Look what they did to the Native Americans, all that. And I say he started feeling uneasy on the conversation that I was telling him. And then I changed the subject, and I said, oh, what do you got there? Because the female was holding an infant. Both adults had LED white eyes glowing, and the infant was a female. That's what Sue said. And I call her the infant half pint. And she had red eyes. The infant did. I was like, oh, look how cute this kid is you got. So, but I didn't know what to say to these Sasquatches. What do you say to something like that? That just came up, and I thought it was just an introduction. Just to introduce themselves.
Mhm.
You like those structures, huh?
So tell us about that. What's going on here? What's the story behind this stuff?
You can see that right from the road. That one, most of them actually.
Is this tree lanes?
Arches? Yeah, those arches. Yeah.
So how close is it to where you live?
It's like walking distance, like 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
But that's on the neighbor's property.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of Ohio. That's for sure.
Yeah.
See, we got a tree break here.
That's got a buck rub on. See the buck rub? White-tailed buck rub. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that.
That's what he's talking about right there.
Yeah, I see that.
But it looks like we had like a tree break, maybe a tree twist. Is that what you think, JT?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with I can't quite see on my screen, but it's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, I did bring a coworker over that I used to work with at the health center in town. She works in medical billing.
I've seen this stuff before. I call these things a pseudo teepee structure, just kind of a big mess.
Yeah,
not quite finished. Look at that.
It's a work in progress.
Work in progress.
Like they're still working on it.
And this is all 100 feet from where you live, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had this one lady come over to my house. She sat on a fire, and she got an experience.
She did.
Yeah. They just make the sound that just go like that. I said, "Oh, there you go." And then I said, "Thank you." And then she said, "Oh, that was pretty cool." Then she came over another time. They didn't do nothing.
That's how they are.
Yeah, they don't. They work on their time.
That's a very interesting kind of a star X structure. Look how it's wrapped in.
I wonder if the dog man makes the X's.
I wouldn't doubt if they do make some kind of structures themselves. The one thing that me and my brother did track that Sasquatch, we're not sure what it was. I mean, it was a four-toed Sasquatch or dogman. And there's little structures that were built through that forest. I wouldn't doubt it if they do that kind of stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Look at that bunch of stuff there, huh?
Just noticing that.
Oh, wow.
So you got activity around the house now.
Close too.
How long did you start noticing this stuff after you first had your first encounter? I guess.
That's for the last couple of years. I mean, I was walking down through there and I started seeing them.
So it's just...
I'd see some new ones from the road. A lot of them I could just see from the road because all the foliage is gone.
Now, if they've been building up, is it more and more of these kind of things showing up, or is it something?
There's more and more and more they're building. And that back where I have my deer stand, they have all kinds of structures right there.
So I know where you're at. You're a bit of an outdoors man. I know you like to do you have your salmon run, right? Where you're at?
Yeah, there's salmon right there in the river.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's this dead tree on the other side of the wall of my property, but it's on the other person's property. So I cut it down and cut it up. And I went through the opening of the wall by my shed where I seen that Sasquatch walk through, and I was going through there with the wheelbarrow and I was getting wood. So now one day I went over there. I wasn't doing no more wood and everything. There was a little small sapling blocking that corridor that I made in the stone wall. That means no entrance. So they kicked me out of there. I guess they didn't like it that I took that tree out of there that was dead. Maybe they're harvesting grubs out of it or something.
Your guess is as good as ours, brother.
Oh, that's right here. This is a ponderosa pine here, and
hold on
and
a
you-
second. Let's let's put you up there so we can see what you're looking at. What are we looking at? Ponderosa.
yeah, these are wood chips from a ponderosa pine, and it got hit by lightning, and it used to be an old portal that the Sasquatch used to travel.
Ah.
And you could use this to draw those boxes to open up the portal. On the you draw the box, you step in the box, and it creates a vacuum effect, and flushes all your garbage off you, any negativity or everything that doesn't serve you anymore. That's pretty neat. Now these here, Garrett said that hand these out to people when you think you're ready for it.
Ah.
When I first opened up the package, man, there was so much energy. I got high as a kite.
Like, explain the energy when you feel the Sasquatch energy. What does it feel like to you? Because I felt it many times. Like, they've been in my house with me. They've grabbed me by the head. They've touched my heart. They've touched my back. They've given me full body waves of their energy multiple times. And like, how do you describe it when you get their energy?
Kind of like when you just got done blowing up an air mattress. Probably 5 times more than that. That high you get from after you just blew up an air mattress.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that for sure. That feeling you're describing. I understand that.
Yeah, 2 different times I was weed whacking. I was working at Brennan's Beach. They hit me 2 different times with that energy. And I was weed whacking at the time, and so I had all this energy, so I just started weed whacking like crazy. But then the energy went away. I wore it off.
It's funny too, because like the first time they gave me the energy, they touched me, they grabbed my head, and they squeezed it like 5 or 6 times, right? And they let me feel it or get a little taste of it. The first time I was hit with a full body wave, I was literally in my laundry room, and I felt this presence come behind me, like somebody was standing right there breathing on my neck. And all of a sudden I felt this wave of energy go through me like crazy, from my feet to my head to my feet to my head, up and down, up and down. And I was almost this is what I mean. Like, people are going to think and may think they're having a paranormal or weird experience, because I almost had that feeling come over me, this human fear come over me, where I didn't know what it was. But then I realized what it was, because I had felt them. They gave me that taste before. So I realized what it was, and I accepted the Sasquatch energy, and it just started rushing through my body like crazy, up and down, up and down. And it was like this vibrational, freaking energetic, pulsating energy, man, like electrical. It's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, that's great. How about you, Michael? Did you get that?
I've been focusing on the chat and keeping up with them. What was that again about this? I missed it. Sorry, gentlemen.
Did you get any energy like that from the Sasquatch?
I was thinking about that. I have never really had that kind of stuff. I've had some weird stuff, but it's usually I get really tired. People talk about getting really fatigued, having that kind of interactions. I remember when I was out in California, this is years ago, right? And I was a forest firefighter out in Mendocino, California. And I remember how exhausted I would get. I remember the drive from Chico to the camp where we're going to fight a forest fire. And I literally just like, it was the weirdest thing. I remember how I just passed out. I was living in a different zone. I could not focus on anything. I could not even stay awake. The people around me, some people call people like me like a sensitive type of person. You know what I mean? I don't know if I really qualifies whether people say it's sensitive, but I have not had, I've had like weird experiences, like they've guided me to places where I filmed them, or have had sightings or interactions, but I've never had like any of the things that you guys are talking about per se. Everybody's experience is different. I truly believe that each and every one of our experiences is tailor-made specifically for you. and that's the way it works.
Everybody's experience is different.
Yep, and I think they do that deliberately for different reasons, whether good or bad. That's how it works. You know, I mean, it's just like it's the same thing that goes on with like the UFO experiences, aliens, and also with spirits, and whether it's paranormal, all that. It's like that's one of the reasons why we have such a hard time like putting the pieces together, because it's not uniform. My experience is mine, yours is yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have a hard time really judging people on their experiences, especially after all mine. And then I try to, you know, share that with people. And then you're taking over the chat. Okay, we'll figure it out.
I just stepped away for a second.
Actually, you know, there's probably good strategies when you talking, you take over the chat. And if I start talking, no, excuse me, if you start talking, then I'll take over the chat. And if I start, or vice versa, you know what I mean? That way you don't have to
Hey, man.
It's three different things here. We'll figure it out. So, but yeah, my experiences are, I find it fascinating to you, like, listen to a guy like you, Patrick, because your experience is not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, because of my own experiences, and I know what it's like to be judged and be criticized and be told and be rejected completely from whether it was people in my life, immediate life, or in the Bigfoot community and all that. I'm a little more tolerant. Let's say, you know what? Everyone has their own experiences. Who am I to say it's right or wrong? You know what I mean? Things just don't work out the way, say, the materialist or the scientific method. It just doesn't quite work. It just doesn't work. What can I say? So,
I mean, like my Sasquatch friends, they watch TV with me even. Like, they thought it was funny when I'm watching Hogan's Heroes, and the colonel of the American POW was outsmarting Colonel Clint. You know, they thought that was amusing. You know, outsmarting the Nazis. Yeah. And they really did. They like Def Leppard. They like the music. They like Metallica. They like Five Finger Death Punch. They like Madonna. They like that song, Praise Brad Paisley. He sings that song. I hope I'm at least the dad you didn't have to be. Yeah, half the dad you didn't have to be. They like that song.
I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say to you.
Sasquatch definitely like music, man. They like to see us play music. They like to see us sing music. They communicate through music for sure. You know, they gifted me and my twin brother. The Chehalis First Nations have a song, and I believe it's thousands of years old, man. It's the Sasquatch song, and they are a Sasquatch nation. That's where the word originates from, and they're a local people right here where I live. And the song that me and my twin brother heard coming out of a dead tree was their song, the Sasquatch song. The melodic melody coming out of the tree sounded just like the Sasquatch song. So I know they communicate through music. They want to see us out there beating that drum. They want to hear us expressing ourselves through music, man. It's an emotional thing, man. When you can express yourself like that, it's an amazing feeling. It gives you that energy. It gives you, I mean, that is the communication.
Fascinating, to say the least.
Thing I'm looking for, the official first contact. That's gonna be pretty wild.
JT,
I know. I will have face-to-face interactions with Sasquatch. Like, I've seen them 3 times in my life. Once when I was 8 years old, I was playing in a little swamp of a creek in the backyard, in the back of Mission here. My parents' friends were building a house, and I was playing in the creek, and there was a Sasquatch on the other side of this little swamp, mimicking every movement I did. Like, I was squatted, it was squatted. I'd pick up a skunk cabbage playing with it, and it was doing the same thing. It would mimic my movement. And then I heard my parents call me, and I just turned my head, and I turned back, and the Sasquatch was gone, right? And in my mind, as an 8-year-old child, I thought it was a bear. But after I had seen the Sasquatch in 2022, and regained my connection with them. They triggered that memory so that I remembered that it was them. So that's technically my first encounter when I was 8. And I had the other one in 2022 in September. And then I seen a Sasquatch in August of 2023. After I had asked, because I literally asked the Sasquatch. I'd experienced them many times. I'd seen them already. We've gifted each other back and forth, crystals, rocks, multiple gift exchanges. And I was saying, okay, I actually was led. I was guided to a phone, a toy phone that I have right here. This toy phone. I was guided to this in the middle of the forest. And I picked it up and I was like, all right, guys, like joking around, right? I'm like, okay, I'm ready for more, right? Like, we've exchanged these rocks and gifted each other, and I've had enough of this. I want to see more. I'd like another sighting. I'd like to see footprints. I asked for something like marbles and a good woman, and all that stuff came within 1 month of me asking my Sasquatch. The footprints, another sighting. They gifted me steel ball bearings that are big ones, like something like marbles. Mm-hmm. And then my woman as well. She's came into my life. That's and it was just all within 1 month of me just asking my Sasquatch to help, right? So I know they're possible. They're capable of doing anything, man. Like I'd given up on love or even being in a relationship, and all I had to do was ask.
JT, do you remember the gal's name that wanted to join us and she was up and I forgot? I'm so distracted. Who was the gal that who was the one?
Crystal.
Crystal, if you want to join us, and it says here, the truth is in the backyard. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, you're more welcome to join us. We're gonna get Crystal whenever you're ready. Come join us. Because let's give time for Crystal, because she wanted to share some of her experience too. So, in the meantime, continue talking, Patrick. Tell us more.
Yeah, I got one more story before I die. It's got 4%. I was sitting there in the kitchen doing the dishes, and I looked over because there was a noise at the window, and on the outside there was this bird flying into the window, pecking it and all that. And so I just thought, the Sasquatch was trying to get my attention. So I walked out in the front of the house, walked around, and I was walking up to the window. The bird was on the windowsill. Then the bird flew to the tree. I walked right up to the tree. The bird didn't even fly away, and it walked right down to the base of the tree. And I seen this like a stick structure, but I don't know anything about stuff like that. I think it was a glyph. So I just started walking away. All of a sudden, there was this huge loud over by the corner of my house, and my dog was over there, and she jumped like 5 feet up in the air. And I think it was a Sasquatch that was trying to show me something, but I dismissed it just like that, without even trying to figure out what they built there. And I was like to him, hey, I don't know what you're trying to show me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about glyphs. The only thing this one person told me, I went up to Troy, Wisconsin, they said they're like activations just by looking at them.
It's funny too, right, with the glyph thing. Once you start like noticing them, and they're gonna have different meanings for everybody, right? Like a Y glyph to you could mean something totally different than it would for me, and that's okay, right? Like, but it's the knowing part. Like, for instance, this is a confirmation that I got from Sasquatch that my woman was the right one, right? That I was on the right path. Yeah. I met her through TikTok on my TikTok live, and she went as I'll just say, in her username it said AI, and the first night the Squatch gang got together in months, we went out for a night investigation, and we're walking around in the bush at nighttime, and I look on the ground, and there's literally a perfect AI glyph, like an A and an I right there. And I go, whoa, like this is Sasquatch telling me like this is my path here, right? So the very next morning, I go back out there. I go back out there to the same spot, and where the AI glyph was, it's completely gone, and there's 2 X's there now. And that was confirmation for me. Like, I believe the X means friendship, welcome, and it was saying that they're welcoming me and my woman by replacing the AI glyph with 2 X's. So to me, that was confirmation that I'm on the right path here with my woman, with my journey with Sasquatch.
What the heck happened to my? For some reason, I can't make a post. Okay, cancel. So anyways, listen. Yes, every Wednesday. We're going to try to do this every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Those are interested to join the conversation or would like to share your experiences, I left a link in there. You'll see the Fortean Digital Shaman or the Lord of Ord is StreamYard. Just follow the link and join us, please. You're more than welcome to join us.
And everybody, that's Patrick Giggey that's in the comments here. So give him a follow on, subscribe on YouTube. Do you make content on YouTube, Patrick? Or is he gone?
I don't know whatever happened, but if he said his phone was going to die.
Oh, his phone must have died. He must have dropped off.
So
probably what happened.
He says,
yeah, he's in the audience now.
Thanks for joining us, Patrick. It was appreciated.
And you're more than welcome to come on again and talk with your future experiences and more things are happening. Always come on and share.
Anybody else that wants to join, please. Once again, the links are in there. Please join us. I know that with a few people mentioned that if they'd like to join us, please do it. In the meantime, I don't know. What'd you think, man? What'd you think about our first guest and what they had to share? I'm not used to this kind of, I'm Mr. Ask a Question, Mr. Science background. So it's like, for me, some of the stuff, I have to say, it's not saying I don't believe in it. I'm just saying it's like, it's not
your experience, right? Like I can relate because I've had these kind of experiences with Sasquatch. I know they work this way. So I definitely, relate to Patrick and what he talks about with the psychic Sasquatch. To me, a Sasquatch is a spiritual transformer, right? They work with the people that need their help to get back on the right path in life. They guide us in a way back to where we're supposed to be, and they're a spiritual transformer that lives here, man, and they've evolved in a way to where they can shift dimensions, and that is basically how they stay hidden from the majority of people here, right?
Yes. I mean, it's confusing to me, I'll be honest with you. Once again, folks, I'm going to leave a link for you to get into the chat. Just follow the directions to StreamYard. Just follow the directions.
Clay, if you're trying to jump in, you go to it, and then you'll see it says copy the link. Don't copy the link. It says up there above that, it says a little phrase, and it will say click here. Just click there, and it will send you to your Chrome, page or your Google Chrome page, which will open the StreamYard link if that's what you're having an issue with. Because I've had that happen to me before as well.
Yeah, Clay, come join us, or your wonderful other half, your better half. Both of you guys. No, they're great people. So they're great to have them join us on our first night. I'm not dissing on Patrick at all, but
never.
I have to speak for the other side of the group, or the many different groups.
Yes.
And that is those of us who haven't had your guys' experience.
We all have, like you said, all our experiences are tailored to us, man. You know, we all have our own experiences with these Sasquatch people, and not not many of them are you know, the same, right? Where they're very different in their own ways.
So what do you
Like,
think
look
about
at,
our first hour and our first show? What do you think?
I enjoyed it, man. I'm having a blast. I love chatting with the people here. YouTube's a great community. Facebook, everywhere where we are streaming. You know, I mean, I'm having a great time.
It's very interesting.
One nodding yes. One nodding yes.
So, yeah, it was interesting. You know, they have these get-togethers, these getaways. These have you researched much about this?
I've watched a lot of Sasquatch Oracle. I find it fascinating, and I've watched quite a bit of their videos, so I do know what they're about. You know, it's just a gathering of like-minded individuals who are on this Sasquatch journey, right? They're on their own Sasquatch journey, and they're finding Sasquatch through this, I don't know, the psychic Sasquatch way, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I just call it Sasquatch, right? But it's definitely it's fascinating to me for sure.
Do you think you'll ever go to one of those type of get-togethers?
I would. I mean, I would definitely go to one. And you know, Brian Bland from Pork and Beans, he had a gathering in September that I missed. You know, I was busy and I couldn't make it, but I would have loved to have gone there. I thought it would have been totally awesome to meet a bunch of people who are on the, you know, like-minded people about the Sasquatch topic here.
You know, I told you a little bit of my issue, right? You know, because of religion and that kind of stuff, and you know, I'm a little gun shy when it comes to the kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this little cult mentality type of thing. I guess I'm not. It's not that I'm not trustworthy of Sasquatch or not trusting of Sasquatch. I don't. That's not the issue. Sasquatch is not the issue.
I guarantee you, I bet you
other people
you would have an amazing time if you went to one of these things. You probably would have a great time.
You think so?
Sure of it. Oh yeah, I would too. I know I would, because you would feel the energy, man. The energy would be there, and with so many people experiencing the energy at once, it's like a wave, man. It'd be like a wave hitting you. You would feel it for sure. You would get that energy that we're talking about. If you were at a group, I think you would. I really think you would.
So, you know, who knows? You never know. Maybe someday I'll do it. I don't know. Maybe they'll heal me, huh? I know one thing. You know, we talked about this. They have healed me in a lot of ways. They freed me from religion. That's a big thing. That's a big healing. Something happened to me as well in May. I told you about that. And it seems like I had this weird experience, you know, and I was trying some medical marijuana, right? Remember that? And I took a whole gummy, and I hadn't used marijuana in a long time, and I passed out in my back there, and I woke up, and then there's just like these two red eyes piercing out of my sacred maple tree, and I was like, whoa. And something like got me motivated. Next thing you know, it's like playing guitar for like, did nothing but practice my acoustic guitar for 3 months, and then worked on my book. I'm like 100 plus pages into it. I got to get back into it. And then I made all these videos. And I kind of got a different attitude about things, that's for sure. So something happened to me psychically. Probably not too dramatic for what other people.
Well, think about the times you spoke about connecting with nature and the trees. Put your feet on a tree, you would say. Connect with the tree.
Absolutely.
Who do you think you're connecting with right there? And that energy you're feeling.
Well, Sasquatch is one of it, but I filmed so many other things, and you know that there's more than just Sasquatch in the forest and in the woods. And so, hey, Nicole, how's it going? And so,
hey, Nicole.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Nicole had a great question. Nicole, would you like us to talk about that question? She had a fantastic question she brought up to me on Facebook if she's interested. And if that's
what was that?
Well, is it okay if we talk about it, Nicole? I imagine she's not going to care, but I'll just make sure she says okay, because she's the one. It was a personal message to me. But I said it would be a great conversation piece or something to talk about.
You know, I want to say something too, which is really cool. Sasquatch Seekers, my brother there, James.
What's up,
He's been
James?
posting. He's been posting videos on his YouTube channel of encounters, like voiceover or walk videos or whatever, like of encounters. And he recently shared one from Harrison West. And the guy, I'm not going to say because we kind of try to keep our location kind of secret, but literally where this person had their encounter is exactly where we go to connect with Sasquatch. Exactly. Almost to the kilometer mark. That is where we go, where we connect with Sasquatch, where we've had apples disappear off the cameras. I've had videos disappear off my phone from there. Strange things happen in that forest. We've been watched there so many times, man. They've been there with us. And the encounters, it's cool to hear other people are actually having Sasquatch encounters right where we go and make our videos. How cool is that?
That'd be cool. Sounds like truth in the background is what's in. Meanwhile, we'll say this. I know who that is. I know who that is. I can't remember. Oh, I know who that is. Yeah, that'd be great. So if it's okay with you, Nicole, she said it's okay. I'm going to play the question. Hopefully, tell me if you hear this, JT.
Yep.
Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. So you're not going to be able to hear that. So she brought up this.
Still can't hear anything.
So she was listening to the show on Sasquatch Chronicles, right? And what they were talking about was, if I got the message right, I'll call Nicole. Why don't you join us and ask the message yourself? That way I don't screw it up. You can join us if you want. So, but I'll try my best. So
you don't have to show yourself on camera, guys.
No,
you
you
can
don't
always go to the avatar mode. If you want to just speak, that's definitely more than welcome.
Yes, it's just like if you be on TikTok. You don't have to show yourself unless you want to.
Just like that. Boom.
So she was talking about the Sasquatch Chronicles. There was somebody, I think from was it Britain? Was it Nicole from Britain that saw? Well, how would I say this? They saw a Sasquatch going down to the beach, and it was covering itself with, not algae. What is it? What do you guys have out there in the ocean?
Seaweed.
Yeah, but what else do they call that? Seaweed, but there's what is it called again? I can't think of the name of it. It's that big stuff that kelp covered with kelp, right? Sea kelp.
Yeah.
And then she also heard that they were Bigfoot was I guess it would be like tying in or threading or grass into their hair. It's maybe
okay.
You ever heard such a thing? And she wanted us to talk about that and what would be the reasons for why would they mix like grass in their hair or cover themselves with seaweed and that kind of stuff or kelp. And what was your take on it? What do you think they would do that?
To me, I mean, I've heard this before, so I don't know, right? I've heard there are two types of Sasquatch beings, or, we have the interdimensional type, and we have a type that is not interdimensional and doesn't have the abilities we speak about. So if there was a Sasquatch like that couldn't hide himself at will, they would mix that kind of stuff into their hair so that they could literally lay on the beach and look like a pile of kelp, just so they could have a chance to hide from the human eyes.
Now, Cole, she said she thought maybe for food it might be, or for disguise. It could be both. You don't know. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. one of the things is I've heard and I've seen, it seems to be the case, is that they don't have a problem, and it's a good way of disguising yourself, and that is to cover yourself with mud, dirt, grass, put it in your hair and all that, and that'd be a great way to hide, right? Especially if you wanted to have a break, take a nap, sleep. So I can imagine it'd be quite easy for a Sasquatch to mix whether like pine needles, kelp, grass, trees. I mean, the tree structures. Don't forget about the tree huts that they make, or little houses they make. Supposedly, if they make it. Although I don't think all everything that we see as far as tree structures, we can't definitively say it's Bigfoot because none of us seen one do that. So that's we have to keep that honest about that. But it would make sense that they could use it for whether it's disguised, but then kelp is full of iodine and it's pretty nutritious for you. That's
yes.
So I could see them as also consuming it. It's interesting she brought that up because that's for us. How many people can actually say that said that they had a sighting of Sasquatch doing that? That's interesting that they had that sighting and that kind of behavior. So apparently what they were doing is the Sasquatch was covering itself with kelp. So maybe they were getting it for later to eat a different place.
A snack.
It's so bizarre because how is it to say? Listen, I've seen Bigfoot look like he's in the flesh. I've seen Bigfoot go through a freaking tree. I've seen it look like Bigfoot popping out of the ground, like materializing, and it looked like a Bigfoot. And by the way, I'm not alone in this stuff.
No, definitely not alone. People have been talking about this for like quite a long time. We've talked about the books you've read from the past. I can't quote on the years, but people have been talking about this stuff for quite a while. And it's funny how the Bigfoot community just pushes that stuff under the rug. They don't want to acknowledge it, but people have been talking about this, doing what we're doing, telling people the truth forever.
So if you look at this image to my right, is that my right or left? Be your right, my left. There's an infant or juvenile Sasquatch, and it's materializing out of a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do about that. What do you say? You know what I mean? Hello, who is it?
Hey, brother.
Hey, how's it going, man? It's good. It's good to see you. I don't know what to do.
The truth is in the background. Welcome, brother. Welcome. I can hear you.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, brother. Can you see about getting that mic working?
Can you get your mouth closer to
the mic working?
Okay. So, it's like it's for me, after everything I experienced, JT, and everything I'm learning, the more and more I learn, the more and more I realize I don't have a clue what the hell's going on.
They do that to you. The Sasquatch like to do that.
Sasquatch is real, and I've seen it do many different things, and that's all I can tell you.
They tend to like to put our own feet in our mouth sometimes.
Yeah, they do that, don't they? It seems like not only them, but the spirit realm itself and life itself, doesn't it constantly, we think we got it all figured out, then something shows up to swallow some humble pie, right? I mean, swallow some crow. He's like, oh yeah, I got it all figured out. I'm sure you got it all figured out. You know what I mean? What I don't understand is all these other guys that have been out there for years and years out in the field, especially the ones that are much like, I guess, the flesh and blood, the more materialist type, the ones that claim that they're using the scientific method. And yeah, can you bring up your voice there? Yeah, we hear the testing, but can you get closer to the mic? You're a little distant.
I'm working on it too.
It sounds good right there. It sounded a little better, didn't it? There, it sounded better. It sounded better there, my friend.
Yeah.
So what is the truth? You know what I mean? It's like it's such a confusing thing when it comes to
I have no knowledge.
paranormal, Sasquatch, UFOs, aliens. You know, you start to study this, and you have these experiences. And you start comparing your experience to other experiences, other people's experiences. You're like,
You start connecting the dots.
and the dots get more. But the thing is, it gets just more convoluted. You just like, there's no. It's not like, okay, I can research the squirrels in my yard and study their behavior and where they live and all that kind of stuff, and I can prove to you that a squirrel's a squirrel and what a squirrel's doing. But when it comes to Sasquatch, I am having we're all having a struggle with it. It's like they're just 10 steps ahead of us and figuring out what they're up to, what they want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're out
They
to
know.
try to, they're not out to try to hurt us, though. I don't see that. I don't see they're out to try to torment us or try to. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because I've had some bad experiences, but usually those bad experiences were short lived and something that I needed to wake up with. You know what I mean? Like to start Dark Night of the Soul, to wake up
Yep.
to a greater reality. But
Soul activation moments.
yeah, and what do you say about that? I mean, to me, I mean, I know
It's funny because we all go through these experiences in different ways, and my experience when I seen Sasquatch was great. I was having the best day ever. But somebody could have had the exact same experience I had and be terrified.
Well, we can see you, bro. Can you talk? Hey, there you go. What do you want to share, friend?
It's the truth.
Hey, Truth.
Great to see you, man. Nice to see your face.
Good to see you
Great
guys.
to hear you.
I don't know, probably on delay.
What's that?
So where
I'm probably on delay or something.
No, not really. Just clear and talk. What do you got to share, bro? What do you got to say?
Oh
Tell us the
man,
truth.
no, I have one experience with it. A couple. I was out in the woods one time, and when I was out there, I had this breeze come by me. It felt like a piece of plywood went right by me, and yeah, but it was just a breeze, like something big went by me, but I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing or feel anything.
you so say that again. What happened?
I was out in the woods taking a hike, and I felt the breeze, like something big went by me,
yeah.
and but I couldn't see nothing.
I've had similar things happen where I was turned around by Sasquatch, where I was hiking up a creek, and I came up to an area where there was like a block from a tree, and literally it was just like the Sasquatch breathed on me. It was like it breathed down on me and just blew a big gasp of wind at me. It was right there. Scream roars experienced many times, but not her.
Yeah,
20 words.
there was no breeze that day, so it was right there.
Yeah, man. Like people experience them in many ways, and they show themselves in many ways. So I don't doubt it that your experience at all. I mean, have you had any other experiences than that one? Did you hear me?
Well, the one picture I gave to Mike when I was on the show about a year ago, I
Okay.
saw one, and yeah, I could see him, but I didn't have direct eye contact. He was too far away.
Mm-hmm. Did you actually see the body of the Sasquatch?
I could see the head and shoulders. It's on that plug picture I gave you, Mike. That tree that looks upside down.
Mike might have stepped away for a moment. He'll be right back. Maybe he'll be able to pull that picture up if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Sasquatch. Like I've had
another one I had. I was sitting out in the back court, and I could feel the footsteps across the court. And then I felt the 5 fingers on the top of my head.
just like me. It's funny, right? Because
sorry, there, gentlemen, what's going on? You said about a picture.
yeah.
But by the way, thank you all you folks that are sticking it out. And this is our debut, first episode of Sasquatch.Confessions and Friends.
That's right.
So, what's the picture we're supposed to start to see?
That one I sent you when I was on the first time with the upside down tree. I took it work.
So, do you want me to go solo here so you can show us? You got something to show us?
Well, he asked me when I first saw one. That was the first time I saw one.
If you got
any chance,
if you got something on a computer, you could share. There's on your thing. You can we can present.
I have it on my phone here, but how do I get to it?
It says present. Hit the button present, and that should. But maybe not. If you're just a phone, you won't be able to do it. So, if you're just on the phone, you can't present. I'm sorry.
By chance, do you have the picture, Mike? He sent it to you back when you talked with Truth before.
You might have it, Mike. That was when I was on.
I don't remember now. It's somewhere probably lost in the many other images. I don't know. Sorry about that, buddy. So, good night, Nicole. Thank you. I don't think we answered your question at all, but it's a great question. Why do they weave, grass?
I tried to answer it.
I mean, the best we can. It's speculation on the parts, right? I mean,
can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
But it's a great question.
Repeat the question for Truth.
Why do Sasquatch weave grass in their hair or cover themselves go to the beach and cover themselves with kelp or other things? I would also with mud, dirt, that kind of stuff. Why do they do that?
Different animals do that. But as far as the weaving the stuff, that's like we braid our hair and we're adornment,
Well, we definitely know that Sasquatch braids their hair. Patty, the Patterson film, she has a ponytail.
That she does.
That she does. And that's what makes her look like she has a conical head, because it's really her hair in a ponytail. So
they're like braiding the horse's hair.
That's the rumor. That's what I hear, that they do that.
Many times, man. Many times the people have had it where the Sasquatch have braided their horse's hair. And I know personally, my mother's friend lived down.
Yeah. Why am I the one blowing out there? What the hell's going on?
Now, again, like I was just saying, my mother's friend has a friend who lived just down the road from my house here. She lived on this property, and she looked out her house, her window one day, and there's a fence, and on the other side of the fence there was a horse and a tree, and the Sasquatch was standing there with the horse, just chilling with the horse.
I've heard that before too.
They have a thing for horses and in all animals, man. Many people say Sasquatch don't eat meat, and they love all animals.
Well, my first encounter was in that ravine in that cemetery in the middle of my town, right? There's always deer in that ravine. There's always deer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if the deer were threatened by Sasquatch, why are they hanging out with Sasquatch?
Right.
I mean, I don't know the answer to it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense if they're maybe there's certain times of the year, maybe they go after ones that are sick or ill. And I mean, but at the same token, like I said, not only have I had my first encounter there, I've filmed them several times in that same ravine since then and prior to, and where these deer hang out, and they literally feel safer with Sasquatch than hanging out with human beings. So, what do you say about that? I mean, to say that I know the answer would be 100%. I mean, I can't. I mean,
no, you can't exactly. And
but that's what I saw.
so that's the thing. I guess we can only speculate on it, right? Until you see a Sasquatch with your own eyes eating a deer or anything, we can only speculate on it.
Yeah,
And
it's so Clay, I think it's Clay. Clay says, I think they eat pig. Well, we have video of that, something that footprints and then a pig ripped in half. I mean,
that's right. That's a yowie.
But did it eat the pig? It didn't actually. It just ripped the pig in half. I didn't see any evidence of it actually eating the pig.
Maybe it was those pigs can be quite territorial, and they can attack, and maybe that's what was going on. And the Sasquatch had to defend himself, protect.
Or maybe they're annoyed by these feral pigs as we are. I mean, think about the guys. There's like guys in Texas and down south. I mean, that's what they. I mean, they breed so much. They're such a nuisance. You know what I mean? Maybe they're a nuisance to Bigfoot as well. I imagine they would be, right? They're competing for food, competing for space. I mean, I imagine, if you had whatever a group of pig are called, I mean that's threatening. If you're alone as a human being in the woods, I mean, a grown feral bull or whatever they call them. What do they call male pigs? I can't remember what they call them.
Boar.
Boar? Is that what it is? Of course,
I think so.
It's a boar. And so, yeah, could you imagine that? I mean, they're threatened to us. So maybe the same boar would also try to threaten a Bigfoot as well. Who knows? Thanks for correcting me there, Clay. Boar. Maybe I'm the boar. So but there's so many questions. I think the most important thing that we can do is share our experiences to kind of maybe build up the data and to have a better understanding. What's going on there, Truth? What's going on there, Truth? You trying to say something? Can you hear us? What is he doing? What are you doing?
I sent you a picture in Messenger. That was one I took at work. I didn't know how to pull it up, but I sent it to you in Messenger.
Oh, it's Eric. It's Eric Monroe. That's what the heck. I mean, that's so slow.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Hey, man. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, man. What do you want?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step away for 1 second here. I gotta use the washroom, so just take over.
Neither am I. Look at what I'm working with here. I got 3 different things on it. I can't even get right.
Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So we got this image of
yours.
There's
the top there.
You got a lot going on in that image, don't you? So you got
that
some
red
going
circle
on
in
here.
the top right. The red circle there. Yeah. Right there in the top right. That's the one I first saw.
Well, you definitely got a lot going on in there. That's for sure. So what do you think it is, Eric? You think it's a Bigfoot?
Straight up from that one.
Right there, right? Do you think it's a Bigfoot?
Yeah, that was at work. I just felt something. I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah.
So what happened with you starting your own video or your own YouTube channel?
Just turned it, took a picture, and that's what I got.
I know, but weren't you, Eric, supposed to start your own YouTube channel?
I got a channel up. The truth is in the background. But I don't have any videos yet, man. I've got to learn how to do that right and make the right content.
Okay. So, yeah, we do forget. It looks like we got some stuff going on here. Some dark shadows. I mean, I
need to get
Eric, I don't know it looks like there's a group of them. There's like multiple things going on there. So would you film the edge of the woods? What time of the day was it?
Oh yeah, there was a bunch in there.
Do you know what time of day it was when you filmed this?
The woods were about 40 feet, probably.
Huh.
Yeah, it was right near 11 o'clock in the morning, cloudy day.
So what prompted you to film there?
Follow that tree up and zoom in right at the top of that tree. That tree looked like it was upside down. I just felt
that tree's upside down,
there, man. And just took a picture, and I thought I could see that one in the top right. I was looking at it, but it was too far to make a clear pic. Zoom in on the picture.
Eric, I definitely think you should be out there making content wherever you are. I try to encourage everyone out there to start their own channel, film their areas, put them out there for us to see. You know, I know what it's like when you're not used to making content and you don't know like what you should do, but just do it, man. Just start your channel. Get your camera going and just get out there and experience it, man.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. Just start taking pictures and start.
Yeah, I'm not scared to go out and do that. Most of my work that I've been doing is screenshots and finding them that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of times that's how Sasquatch will show themselves through picture like that. Like I've seen them 3 times physically. Yeah, I've seen them 3 times physically in my life, but they've shown themselves me through pictures like countless times, you know.
Well, the digital cameras have really made a difference.
They sure have.
That's a great picture you got there, Eric.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can see so much going on in there.
You watch video and you put it on quarter speed, you can see a lot. You can see a phase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Always so much going on.
I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. I mean, you say there's a Sasquatch. There's a lot of times.
Right there.
Listen, I've been
zoom into the center.
Right here. Right there.
Center
in this circle.
Yep.
I can see the face right.
Picture. Yeah.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle by the upside. Right underneath the upside down tree. There's I can see his nose, his eyebrows, his mouth, everything. It's sticking right out, man.
So is this right here supposed to be an upside down tree right here? This one, because that's upside down tree.
Right above that white stick. Right above that white branch there.
Right there, there's something.
Yeah, right there.
But it grew like leaves on it then. And pine needle. It looks like an upside down tree. That's what really tripped me out.
Huh. I see something right here. So I definitely see something going on right here.
I see elementals. I see there's elementals in there. They're where there's Sasquatch, you're going to see many things, right? They travel together, right?
That's been my experience.
There's a menagerie there, yeah. There's a menagerie there, and the more I find them in screenshots and pictures, it seems like the more
I'm
learning, the more they're revealing themselves on the camera.
Good night, Michelle, and thank you, JP. Prince Arcane says, "I see one at me as I approach where I feed them."
They really reveal themselves more at times. The more you learn.
So, you're this is out in Pennsylvania, right, Eric? You're in Pennsylvania or Ohio? I can't remember. We did a show together, and I can't remember now. My head's spinning.
Yeah, If you take a triangle from Allentown, Allentown, Harrisburg, Philly, I'm right in the center of that triangle.
Okay. I film stuff like this myself. You know what I mean? There's shadowy entities that live in the
But I
shadows.
see them
they
all
fear the
over my
shadows.
job. I travel. Up in the Poconos, I've seen them.
What do you do? Do you truck driver? What do you do for traveling? What do you do, Eric? Can you hear me, Eric?
Off-road truck driver.
Okay.
I commute to job sites. I would do site work. Yeah, I do site work.
Okay. So it's truck drivers see a lot. It's shocking how much.
Oh yeah,
but they're out there like we are not. So.
Yeah, they do see a lot of stuff. There's been many.
Yeah, I see a lot along the road. You travel up Route 80 in PA, you'll see brakes everywhere, all kinds of stuff.
It's funny how they operate that way. Like right off the side of the roads or off the side of trails, they try to make their presence known so everyone can see. And if you're keen to it, and you can pick up the signs, once or once they know that you're picking up the signs.
Have a clue.
Exactly. So they're definitely everywhere. The Sasquatch people are everywhere, man. They live all across Canada, all across
oblivious to it.
all
And as
across
far
the
as
world.
like when you tell a story,
Say that again, Eric.
Waved at you. Fed them since COVID.
When you tell your story and people get make funny and laugh, they're basically scared. They're scared because they don't want to believe it.
They can't accept it, right? It scares them to even think that there's Sasquatch out there. It's like, to be honest, it's like Sasquatch don't do anything to make us scared of them. We're just programmed that way, and since birth, we're indoctrinated to believe that the Sasquatch are monsters or evil and bad. But it's like they love us, man. I know they love us. They love me. They're that's what they're about.
Well, it appears to be more good than bad. Let's put it that way.
They do. They do if you get near their family and they don't know you.
Mm-hmm. You can cross the line. You can cross the line with Sasquatch for sure, and they will let you know when that happens.
That's when they'll come. You know how people say they feel the fear and they feel the dread.
It's true.
I wonder if it's them. They're feeling.
Yes, I believe that. Like they cast your fears back at you almost, right? Like when you're feeling that energy, or it could even be the Sasquatch are experiencing the same energy as you, and that's what you're getting back. As for a Sasquatch to see a human being, it's usually not a calm situation for them as well. They're probably quite worried and terrified of seeing a human being as well. So the energy that could be coming off of that, it could be big, right?
Especially within the physical state.
That's what I mean. You might be feeling their feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see that.
Yep.
Good night, Michelle. So yeah, that's one of the things too.
I've heard about the eye colors. I always thought maybe the eye colors were like eyelids that they could drop in, like that sort of.
I don't know this, but talking with like a lot of people in the Sasquatch,
the red is either fear or they're angry, and the green they're checking you out.
It's. I can't say. Obviously, we can just speculate on that. But
John P. Adventures is such a positive dude. He's so positive. He's the most positive dude out there.
That's some different scientists I've heard on other shows.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on here. So how do you feel? How do you feel about tonight's night?
They share,
show?
but anonymously.
There must be a delay because every time I say something, he says something. How do you feel about tonight's show, JP? JP.
I was going to say, geez, who's
I
JP?
know,
I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
I think our first show was a success. We made it happen. We got our guest on that we tried to get on, and we got to speak with Patrick. I think Sasquatch Confessions and Friends is going to be a regular occurrence. I'm having a good time. I always have a good time chatting with you guys. You know, I enjoy communicating with all my TikTok followers or my YouTube people. You know, everybody out there. Everyone's welcome here. And again, if anybody ever has experiences that you'd want to come on and share with us, contact me or ORD here. There's multiple ways to contact us. You can get a hold of us through Facebook. You can go to my Sasquatch Confessions page on Facebook, personally message me there. Email address Sasquatch.Confessions@gmail.com. There's multiple ways to get a hold of us. If anybody wants to share, you're all more than welcome.
Please join us. And I think it's been a successful night as well. Thank you, Eric, for joining us. It's good to see you again, my friend. And I apologize for getting you wrong and for getting you confused there. But I am super tired. Super tired tonight. So it's up to you.
So we're gonna
end this.
We're gonna call it right now. It's been a blast having you guys here. Everybody out there watching.
Should I play the ending part of that song and close it out?
Let's do it, guys. We're gonna end this. Thank you all for being here. The Sasquatch Confessions and Friends, guys. Let's do this. We'll be back next week, Wednesday night.
Yes, and we'll be better and better at it. Don't forget that you can join us. I'm gonna play let's play the closing part of that song. Why don't we? And that would
Let's do it. This is Conspirituality. You can find him on Spotify. He's a friend of mine. You know, check him out, guys. He makes great music, and you can hear this song on Bandcamp until I think it comes out on Spotify next month. But this is the outro. Let's go.
Yeah.
The type of athlete who likes to smoke when jogging or search the darkest depths of the Okanagan. In the lake there's a snake with certain defined features. One or more omnivore serpentine creatures. Ever seen the films on slow-mo or photo? Heard about the legend of the Ogopogo? Busy, out of his mind, knocked off his rocker. More alleged sightings in the Loch Ness Monster. This is a fox smaller than a scully joint. It's set to roam near its home at Squally Point. Beneath the water underneath Rattlesnake Island. Meant to uplift, not a battle break, my friend. Better pack your shorts so you could find a store, so you could take a quick dip with our dinosaur. My whole entire life I've had to deal with the jokes. Go ahead and try to prove if it's real or a hoax.
There's things that are not known. There's things that can't be known. There's things that won't be known. It's okay, you're not alone. There's things that are not known. There's things that won't be known. There's things that can't be known. It's okay, we're not alone. There's things that are not known. There's things that can't be known. There's things that won't be known. It's okay, you're not alone. There's things that are not known. There's things that won't be known. There's things that can't be known. It's okay, we're not alone.
I know a motherfucking Bigfoot. I know a motherfucking Bigfoot. I know a motherfucking Bigfoot. I know a motherfucking Bigfoot when I see one.